Hello everyone, welcome to the second episode in this series where I cover an aircraft that needs no introduction. Which is the most ridiculous statement in the English language, considering I, just like everybody else who has ever made this statement, am just about to go on and introduce the fucking thing that a few seconds ago needed no introduction. Welcome to DCS Which Plane. This time I'm covering the MiG-21. As previously explained, in this series I'm covering aircraft which are complete or more or less complete. These episodes are not meant as reviews, rather overviews of the roles and capabilities of various aircraft within DCS. We'll begin as always with a brief history lesson. Production of the MiG-21 began in 1959 and continued until 1985. It was hugely successful for the Soviets on the export market and holds the record as the most produced supersonic jet aircraft ever. It has seen extensive combat in Vietnam, the India-Pakistan conflict, and various African and Middle Eastern wars. Surprisingly, the aircraft is still used today during the Syrian conflict. The version we have in DCS is the MiG-21 bis, which entered production in 1972. If you like switches, knobs and steam gauges, you'll love the MiG-21, it's covered in them. The first time you sit in the cockpit of the MiG-21 you may feel quite overwhelmed, however there is a certain logic to the layout. After learning startup you'll need to learn how to taxi, as the MiG-21 uses differential braking. The first difference many of you will notice between the MiG-21 and its US counterpart the F-5 is the workload. Early on in the jet development program, the Americans came to the conclusion that placing lots of knobs and switches in front of a pilot was the equivalent of jangling keys in front of your average Call of Duty player. Due to political and budgetary constraints, the Soviets did things differently. The Soviets had a one-size-fits-all approach to their cockpit design, which did reduce training costs but increased workload. I sometimes flippantly remark about aircraft which seem to continuously plot one's demise. The MiG-21 is one such aircraft. To discover why, we have to look at the specs. First of all, it's a delta wing with a top speed of over Mach 2. It was designed as a ground control interceptor with one thing in mind: speed. It has a total of 5 hardpoints, 4 under wing and 1 under the centre of the fuselage. There are also 2 extra points on the fuselage for chaff flares or rocket motors for takeoff assistance. Yes, that's the thing. The primary role of the MiG-21 is that of a fighter interceptor. It can carry infrared and semi-active homing radar missiles. Both types have a fairly short effective range, so you won't be doing any BVR. The big advantage the 21 has is that its Sapphire radar can IFF. This is advantageous in bad weather and prevents you from becoming that prick on multiplayer servers. It's also armed with a GSH 23mm cannon, which is quite a lot of fun to play with. The secondary role of the MiG-21 is that of a ground attack aircraft. When dealing with ground targets, the MiG-21 is a surprisingly capable aircraft. It can also deploy quite a wide range of munitions, including various types of rockets, bombs, the radar beam-riding ROM missile, and as a backup its 23mm cannon. The sighting system is quite accurate for its time, and it's also fairly gobshite-proof. Last but by no means least in a roundup of the secondary role of the MiG-21, it is the only aircraft in DCS that is currently nuclear capable. The MiG-21 is a late third generation fighter interceptor which stands as a direct counterpart to the F-5E. It may have its work cut out against 4th generation aircraft, but with a sneaky enough fucker at the controls anything is possible. The MiG-21 is not an easy aircraft to learn how to fly. It's for those who relish a challenge and enjoy the fruits of their hard work. Its systems are relatively straightforward once you take the time to learn and understand them. Due to the MiG-21 being about as forgiving of mistakes as a misgendered tranny, I wouldn't recommend it as a beginner aircraft. That kind of also rules it out as a trainer, but it has a lot of lessons to teach. It has quite a wide range of munitions, and in the right pair of hands it's quite capable in multiplayer. Its design also makes it rather impractical for aerobatics. Many of my preceding statements may have sounded negative, but nothing could be further from the case. It does exactly what it was designed to do exceptionally well, and that is get somewhere fast, kill things and fuck off home. General flight operation is challenging but by no means insurmountable. Additionally, it's the only full-fidelity Rev 4 fixed-wing aircraft. And if, like me, when making this video you haven't flown the MiG-21 in a while, landing the bloody thing will make your sphincter whistle like a budgerigar. All that's left to say is I thank you very much for watching. Please don't forget to dislike or tell me to go fuck myself below.